Hi, my name's Dan Buchholz, and I'm the City Administrator Clerk Treasurer for the City of Spring Lake Park. This presentation is intended for residents who may be considering a run for mayor or city council. Our goal is to provide a practical overview of the filing process, the role of local elected officials, and some of the basic rules candidates should understand before filing for office. Local government has a direct impact on daily life in our community. It works best when residents are informed, engaged, and willing to serve. This presentation should not be considered legal advice. Candidates are responsible for complying with all applicable election laws and should consult official resources when questions arise. Before deciding whether to run for office, it is important to understand what the position involves. Spring Lake Park is a statutory planning city. The mayor and city council serve together as the city's governing body. They adopt ordinances, approve budgets, establish policies, make decisions regarding public improvements and land use, and set the overall direction of the city. They also supervise the city administrator, who is responsible for managing the day-to-day operations of the city. The mayor presides over city council meetings, helps maintain order and decorum, votes as a member of the council, and represents the city at official and ceremonial events. Individual elected officials do not direct city staff or make decisions independently. The council acts collectively through public meetings and official votes. Serving on the city council requires preparation, participation, and a commitment of time. Council meetings are generally held on the first and third Mondays of each month, with work sessions typically held beforehand. Elected officials also review meeting materials, attend community events, serve on assigned committees, and occasionally participate in regional meetings. Council members frequently hear from residents regarding concerns, ideas, and community issues. The role can be rewarding, but candidates should understand that effective service requires ongoing preparation and engagement. The mayor and city council members serve 4-year terms. Spring Lake Park uses staggered elections so that not all offices appear on the ballot at the same time. In presidential election years, 2 council member positions are elected. In midterm election years, voters elect the mayor and 2 council members. All city offices are elected at large, meaning elected officials represent the entire community rather than a specific neighborhood or district. City elections are nonpartisan, so party affiliation does not appear on the ballot. To run for mayor or city council, a candidate must meet several basic eligibility requirements. Candidates must be eligible to vote in Minnesota, be at least 21 years old when taking office, be a resident of Spring Lake Park or become a resident at least 30 days before the general election, and may not have an affidavit of candidacy on file for another office in the same election. To become a candidate, an affidavit of candidacy must be filed during the filing period. The filing fee is $15, although a candidate may submit a qualifying nominating petition in place of the fee. For the 2026 election, candidate filing opens on July 14th and closes at 5 p.m. on July 28th. Candidates file at Spring Lake Park City Hall. Candidates may withdraw their candidacy during the filing period or by 5 p.m. on July 30th. After that deadline, the candidate's name remains on the ballot. The general election will be held on November 3rd, 2026. Anyone considering a run for office is encouraged to contact City Hall early, review the filing forms, and ask questions before the filing deadline. Candidates should keep accurate records from the very beginning of their campaign. Minnesota law requires campaign finance reporting once a candidate raises or spends more than $750 in a calendar year. Campaign finance reports are filed with the city and are public documents. Candidates should carefully review the Minnesota campaign finance requirements and maintain records of contributions, expenses, and in-kind support throughout the campaign. Good record keeping from the beginning can help avoid unnecessary problems later. State law also limits the amount and sources of campaign contributions. For local offices such as mayor and city council, a candidate generally may not accept more than $600 from a single contributor during an election year. Candidates may not accept corporate contributions, and certain other contribution restrictions apply under state law. Contributions over $100 must generally be itemized and reported. Candidates should review current state guidance to ensure compliance with all campaign finance requirements. Campaign communications must comply with Minnesota law. Most campaign materials must include a disclaimer identifying the person or committee responsible for preparing and paying for the communication. Campaign materials should not imply endorsement by the city and should not use city logos, seals, letterhead, or other official branding. Candidates should also consider maintaining separate campaign and personal social media accounts when practical. Campaign signs may be displayed during the period authorized by state law, but placement restrictions apply. While campaign signs are an important part of many campaigns, they cannot be placed just anywhere. Signs may only be placed on private property with the permission of the property owner or occupant. Signs are prohibited on public property, including parks, public facilities, utility poles, medians, and other public rights-of-way. Signs also may not be placed where they obstruct visibility for drivers at intersections or driveways. Candidates are responsible for ensuring that campaign signs comply with applicable state law and local regulations. The city's role in elections is primarily administrative. The city accepts candidate filings, administers elections, and receives campaign finance reports. The city does not investigate or enforce campaign finance or fair campaign practice complaints. Those matters are generally handled through the Minnesota Office of Administrative Hearings. Candidates are responsible for understanding and complying with applicable election laws, and the city cannot provide legal advice regarding campaign activities. If you are considering a run for office, take some time to learn about how the city operates before filing. Attend a city council meeting, review meeting packets, watch meeting videos, and familiarize yourself with the city budget and major community issues. Ask questions early in the filing process and make use of the resources available through City Hall and the Minnesota Secretary of State. Most importantly, focus on issues, solutions, and respectful dialogue. Local government works best when people with different perspectives work together to serve the community. Several resources are available to help prospective candidates. The City of Spring Lake Park's website contains election information, meeting materials, ordinances, budgets, and other information about city government. The Minnesota Secretary of State's office provides candidate and campaign finance guides, election calendars, filing forms, and election law resources. The League of Minnesota Cities is also an excellent resource for learning about local government and the responsibilities of elected officials. We encourage all prospective candidates to review these resources before filing for office. If you have questions about the filing process, please contact Deputy City Clerk Wanda Brown or me at City Hall. We are happy to explain procedures, provide forms, and direct candidates to the appropriate resources. Whether you decide to run for office, volunteer, serve on a commission, attend meetings, or simply stay informed, your involvement helps make Spring Lake Park a stronger community. Thank you for your interest in serving Spring Lake Park.